Politicians love Sunday speeches talking about the great importance of good education. Too often they offer mere rhetoric, no deeds, and few actions. This is an education catastrophe and multiple failure. The lack of teachers, modern and renovated schools, digitalization, innovation, and future viability in education is a great sin offending our children and the nation's knowledge base in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. At the meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos in January 2018, Jack Ma, the highly successful founder of the Chinese Alibaba Group, presented his vision of future-oriented education. He told us, "We have to change the way and means of teaching, or we will have serious problems in 30 years. Today, we are still teaching children the knowledge of the last 200 years. Consequently, we cannot teach our children to compete with machines in the future. Because they are smarter, we have to teach them something unique. This includes values, beliefs, independent thinking, teamwork, and compassion for others. For this reason, we should encourage our children in these areas, sports, music, or art, in everything that makes humans different from machines." In the top education role model, Finland, we met Professor Tatila Vesa, rector and president of the Turku University of Applied Sciences. He told us, "We still train most master students how to do research and write top-notch academic papers. But later maybe 90% do not work in science. Now Google and AI help to research as well. This focus does not make sense. Because most careers are later based on praxis, practical skills and competencies are a must-learn today. We need much more practical education which can be used in the job. Like in our university, we have an entrepreneurial program, how to build a multi-million business, or how to engineer a machine. How can we make the children fit for the future? What do they need to learn? An education revolution is needed now. We need modern education systems for the 21st century with more creativity and following the golden champions around the world. Are our children and young people learning from kindergarten to university what will make them happy and successful later? What will give them jobs with good salaries in the future? What helps our countries to achieve prosperity for all? The most important raw material of any country are its people. The country's prosperity depends on the abilities of its citizens, their diligence, and their innovative potential in global competition. But politics is mainly administering the area of education, not shaping the future with best intentions. Merely administering prevents courageous and goal-oriented reforms. Fit for future means training children and young people from kindergarten to graduation. We must not forget their soul, emotions, and enthusiasm. We want them to grow up happily and later make positive contributions to the community. What is the reality? More and more psychological problems among children and young people. Frustration instead of a desire to learn. This is a miserable start in life and a poisoning of the human basis for prosperity in the future. Do we want to accept this or do something about it? Or better educate happy young citizens? The happiness of pupils and students must become an important part of every educational policy. The social negligence of many school children is shocking. Bernd Sigelko, the founder of the outstanding Social Archi childcare project in Germany, reports, often 80% of pupils come to school without breakfast. In addition, many children from immigrant families have language and adaptation problems. Many children disrupt lessons. Teachers can no longer enforce themselves. There is a lack of perspective and dignity. Children need people they can rely on. 50,000 pupils leave school without any qualifications. Despite thousands of speeches about the importance of education in schools, Grandpa's and Grandma's school lives on like a zombie. Schools are often neglected and antiquated. The facts contradict the political soapbox speeches. Education is by far the most important engine for a better future. This is a truism. Knowledge is not the problem. Instead, we are facing a typical implementation problem due to cumbersome and ideologized policy mismanagement. The Programme for International Student Assessment, PISA, is conducted by OECD every 3 years. PISA tests critical thinking of around 600,000 15-year-old students in math, science, and reading in 85 countries. Since a high ranking on PISA corresponds to economic success, researchers have concluded that PISA is one of the indicators of whether school systems are preparing students for the 21st century global knowledge economy. Most governments, like in the US and Europe, have not even realized that their main global competitor, the PR of China, is the country holding the highest PISA score in the world. Best training is the basis for nations' global competitiveness. Education is a building block of economic and social policy. Future-oriented politics needs better education, or it will fail. In the fourth industrial revolution, investment in the substantive education is essential for the future of young people and prosperity in each country. Without modern digital expertise encompassing programming, digital services and platforms, the economies of industrialized countries are bound to perish, generating fewer jobs and less tax revenue. Only individuals with a perfect command of the new digital technologies will have an opportunity of attaining a safe job. Children memorize a subject matter, present it on the exam weeks later, and then forget most of it. This goes on until graduation. But AI and the machines, Google and apps can memorize better and provide answers in seconds. This kind of stiff memory education no longer has a future. Translation tools like Deep.com translate into all languages in seconds, even Chinese or Arabic. Why learn new languages old style? How integrate AI? More and more pupils want to study. But don't we also need good craftsmen as well? Why is studying considered the pinnacle of education? Is this not discrimination against others? 100% of our prosperity depends on the success of the economy. Yet this plays virtually no role in education in schools and is often even denigrated as capitalist. The strong state is the textbook hero, not the fluent and daring entrepreneur or engineer. That makes little sense. We need to anchor new economic and creative thinking in the minds of young people. Let's start an education revolution, Noe. Join our action manual education in missionfuture.com.